Welcome back to the Love Hub. It's your girl Joan Kihembo, and today we are going to dive into something that a lot of couples fight with, a lot of struggle with, and relationships. And so I have a friend with me. I cannot speak alone in the Love Hub. Welcome, Arinda. She has been on the Love Hub, yes. And the last time we were talking about church, and today we are digging deep into something that you love, that I know, family, that she is a family and a life coach. So she's in a better position to speak about this. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Joan. I'm glad to be here once again. Hi, everyone who is watching the Love Hub podcast. My name is Livia Arinda. I'm a family life coach. I'm so passionate about healing and restoration of broken families. I am also passionate about building strong families. So I'm glad to be back home. Now I call the Love Hub home. Thank you so much for hosting me.
Glad to hear that. Yeah. It's a home. It's a space for those who are single and ready to mingle, those who are married and probably they want to keep the spark in the relationship, and also those who are dating and really waiting to get into those committed relationships. We are here for you. We are speaking real life. The reality part of life is what we want to speak about, and obviously that's what we want to bring out. And today we are sharing about the hell of repeatedly bringing the past into relationships. You know, these times when you have said something to your partner, sometimes it comes in as a reminder. You're trying to remind him or her, hey, you didn't do this, or you did this back then, but I would love to know why you did it this way. Or they did something that didn't rub right with you, right? And then it is not corrected or it is not done, so you keep repeatedly bringing that. And I've accorded that to women. That women
we are good at remembering.
we keep records, like we are keeping records. But one thing that I've realized, that it's not that we keep records, but we are naturals. Naturally,
we want to correct.
We want to correct. So when I'm correcting my child today to sit properly, I'm not going to forget that she's supposed to sit properly like this, right? So it is going to keep in my mind that I did this yesterday, so I'm supposed to correct them the same way, so that it is consistent. And so sometimes we bring it back to our relationships, that we continuously bring back the past, something that has passed, and so many times. I know you have maybe an experience that you could.
Yes, I have an experience, but before I go to the experience, I want to bring in this issue of personalities, because, for example, the temperaments in your personality, they sometimes affect how you react towards certain situations. For example, if someone has a temperament of a sanguine, sanguines don't normally keep records of things, whether good or bad. A sanguine will be happy in the moment and they will leave it.
Everything.
But then
sad in the moment and go away.
But then now get this person who is a melancholy. These people will keep wrongs of even 10 years. So you find that sometimes, before you even talk about the women and all that, it is about our personalities. I have seen some men who forgive, and you think everything is done, you apologize, but then after 2-3 years, someone is reminding you about something. So I think it's not majorly about the gender, but to some extent it's also about the personality.
But something that I know for sure, the reason why people normally bring back the records, the past records, into the new you, maybe you've forgiven each other, you thought you had moved on, and bringing back, it's because somehow you didn't talk about it fully.
You didn't
address the problem. So many times we've seen people who rub the problem under the rug. You just sweep it under the rug, and you want it So clear. Let's talk about the obvious, the cheatings. A man cheats on a woman, or a woman cheats on a man. It's either way.
Way.
So the next thing is you are caught.
Yeah.
When you are caught, you are sorry about it. And one thing that would run in the mind of that person who caught you is, are you sorry because you were caught, or are you sorry that you were doing something wrong? Because if I had not, then that means you're not going to get out of it, or to say you are sorry. And then another thing, men, because of their logical mind, they want a woman to quickly jump through. If I've said I'm sorry, you quickly.
No, sometimes I think they don't know how heavy it is. They think that is something small. So they expect you to just move over it. Quickly.
You just move on. Trust gets on back again, which is not going to be. It cannot be.
Yet it hurt you deeply. You know, sometimes depending on how much you love a person, how much you trusted a person, if something like cheating happens, there's how you're really broken down and you're like, how could he do this to me?
Probably the time he did it, you were maybe trying to be the best woman ever. And then now you can't get a difference of, if I was doing the best then and he was doing this, how about when I sit back? That means it is going to be the same.
And sometimes you feel maybe there's something you've not done which he has gone out to look for. So you're already blaming yourself, you're feeling you're not enough, you're feeling you're disrespected, you're feeling... So for him, he just looks at it as if that is a small thing. So it really hurts so much.
So when a person keeps bringing them up, that means you need to address that. Instead of you just saying, you always bring the past. I thought we had moved on, right? It is sitting down and you realizing that actually we didn't address this well. If we did, then it should not be coming up and up again. And so many times there is saying sorry and then you continue doing the same.
Yes.
Everyone has their instincts. Even men have instincts that you know for sure there is something that has remained. And so that thing always keeps this person, in case you have maybe like an argument or something, brings it back.
And I think sometimes maybe if you address the problem but you don't address the root cause. For example, you know, women, sometimes a woman can say, I feel you don't have time for me. Not that she's really meaning the time, but she feels maybe she's not loved enough, or she wants you to remind her, to assure her of her love. So if you don't address now the assurance of the love, she will now bring it in another way. You will still hear it saying that, you know, I feel you don't have enough time for me. But when the reason is you did not address the root cause.
How about us starting to address that? If you feel you are not loved, then why don't you say, hey, I feel I'm not loved, than saying, you don't give me time. I'm thinking really to just to the reality part of it.
It's a reality.
Say out your feeling, exactly what you feel, right? If you don't feel loved, say you feel. You don't feel you're spending a lot of time on your phone. I feel neglected. I feel not loved enough, and then you address exactly. There are a lot of people who to say out what they don't mean. I didn't mean to say that. No, you meant it, right? But only that you didn't say it in a way you wanted the other person to pick it up. So many times we keep repeating ourselves each day that when you feel you are not loved, the fact that you have not communicated well, so it's still the part of communication for you not to keep repeating the things. And also find someone has become vulnerable to you and you use it against them.
That one. So sometimes we want to show, at first, you know, when you're still in love with someone, there are those peaks in love where you feel, you know, you're only two people in the world, and then you can say anything to this person, and then like later on things change, and then they get to know your weaknesses. You know, sometimes it's because you've not understood someone's weaknesses. So after getting to know someone's weaknesses, you start looking at the bad things about them, and now you start, for example, like if comes to, I use so much the example of personalities because in my practice, I've gotten similar challenges where people don't understand each other's personalities and they start using it against
each
them.
other.
For example, now the person with the temperament of the melancholies, you find for them, they are detailed. That if it's a husband, he wants, if you're a lady and you've left home, when you reach at work, you tell him, honey, I've reached at work. Then if he asks you, how is your day? Doesn't want you to say, my day was good. So you find that for them, maybe they want details.
The details of the things.
Yes. And now for you, maybe you're not in position to give the details, or you feel you don't have time, maybe you're tired because of the long day. And then instead of, if someone asks for the details, then now you're always asking for details. So you now...
You always want to know everything.
Yes. As if you don't trust me. Why do you, if I tell you my day was good, why do you want all the details? Do you think I left work and went somewhere else? So you find that when you get to know someone's weaknesses, and then now you keep on using them, it really hurts them because they feel they are not accepted. Then now to this other person, let's say if the root cause was addressed, and then now the person keeps on bringing the issue, sometimes it makes this person feel like they were not forgiven. And then they start thinking that maybe you're not pretending to them, or they still feel the guilty, or they cannot connect you well as usual. So even when you address the cause, it is also important to, if you've forgiven something, if now assuming you've addressed the cause, because we've said sometimes we've not addressed the cause, but then now we've addressed the problem. So if we have addressed the problem, then it should not come back again. Let's forgive. We may take long to forget, but let's take the healing process now.
Slowly by slowly.
Slowly by slowly, yeah.
And also actually giving time and space for the person to heal. Because if you have done something wrong to a person, you saying you're sorry, they want to see that trust again. The sorry without a change. Saying I'm sorry and then you move and do the same thing is very hard to accept. Right? Do say sorry and then put a change so that you don't get that thing again and again. And also, how about us learning how to speak about things without weaponizing each other, saying you're pushing the words to them.
You're hurting me.
Then I will hurt you.
I felt hurt when you said this. You can better say, I felt hurt when you said this, rather than you hurt me. You hurt me,
you are the one who is always doing this. So we address without weaponizing each other. Pointing fingers that for you you're wrong. I have been told every time I'm pointing a finger, and then they tell me that the rest you're just pointing to, and the rest three are looking at you, so you're worse than them because they're just two are pointing unto them. So it is if you came back to yourself, that repeated
bringing
back the past, it might be about you, right? Because you are pointing for you. So as you're pointing, you should check yourself even more, so that you are able to not to weaponize the other person's weakness to yourself. For you, you are always like that. Can't I ever do something, right? And you make someone lose the sense of, haven't I ever done for you something that is tangible, that you can see that I truly love you, or I truly am sorry about this. So addressing the issue like head on.
And sometimes some people who keep on bringing the past, some people have bad past experiences, maybe from childhood, those traumas. So you find that they have trust issues. Even when you've corrected something, they still feel maybe you didn't apologize well, or they still feel they no longer trust you that you're not going to stop doing it. For example, if it is a man and maybe he found you going out with other men when you're the wife, so sometimes if he has had bad past experiences, even when you apologize and you stop it, sometimes they may feel that maybe they can't be sure that you really stopped going out with other people.
Are you sure you really stopped going out? So you find they have failed to fully trust you, but also trusting is that trust is earned.
Yeah.
It's not just a thing that you wake up in the morning. If you have broken it, then you earn it. And earning it is accepting to go through that whole process
Yes.
of them not trusting you, them learning how to trust you again, because then they trusted you fully without anything you've done. But now this is trust that is coming in when you have done something.
And even following to see if your actions have changed. Like you said, someone can apologize, but they continue doing the same thing. So you have to embrace the fact that someone has to build the trust again. If something happened and it hurt them so much, you can't expect that they will change, even if they have truly forgiven you, even if they are sure that you're not going to repeat it again. You don't expect that overnight they are going to just get over it. We are human beings and we have feelings. And you know, if it has happened it has been done by the person you really trusted so much and has let you down, you need some time to get over it. So we need to give them that period to process the feelings and forgive, because if you pressurize them to forgive, sometimes you may even end up breaking that relationship.
That's true. That's so true. So however way you find yourself in this midst of repeatedly bringing back the past, and also if your partner is bringing the past back, choose to address that than rubbing it out.
Address the cause.
Address the cause. Rubbing it means it is still going to come back. It is still going to come back. The more you don't want to talk about it, the more it's going to come back, because it is not addressed. So the best way is talk about it, address it well, and also stop really bringing this thing. If you want to say what you feel,
say exactly. You say it in a way that will not hurt the other person.
I feel hurt. I feel not loved. I feel this. Not saying you do this, you do that, you do this. And so it is much better for you to communicate fully how you feel than just pointing a finger to your partner. And love is not about really keeping scoreboard. Who wins, who lost. It is building that relationship together, not breaking each other, and then you still want to be together, right? So work on the relationship together. Forgive, communicate better how you feel about each and everything. So the best thing to do is communicating better. That's how much you would run away from a repeated bringing of past each and every day. I want to say thanks to Creative Spark UG for the great work that you see, and you can contact them on their Instagram pages, on TikTok, and other more platforms that they tell you don't worry about any digital marketing service. They are here to serve you. Till next time, bye-bye.